My name is Charles-Vivien OLIVIERI. I'm a fifth-year pharmacy student at the University of Aix-Marseille. My thesis will focus on the Epstein-Barr virus and its involvement in various inflammatory, infectious and autoimmune diseases. The Epstein-Barr virus, EBV, is a very extensive field of study. It's a virus that 90% of the world's population carries in their body. Like the other herpes viruses, it is persistent. That is to say, it persists. It stays indefinitely in the host through phases of latency and replication. It takes advantage of a weakened immune system to reactivate from time to time, following stress, for example. It is a vast subject, as it is associated with many diseases. The first being infectious mononucleosis, which is the clinical and symptomatic manifestation of its primary infection. Moreover, the Epstein-Barr virus stays permanently in our immune cells, namely our B lymphocytes. And it's also a virus that has an oncogenic potential, i.e., it can allow the development of certain cancers. In addition, it is increasingly associated with oral pathologies, such as periodontitis, but also autoimmune diseases, such as lupus erythematosus, rheumatoid arthritis, and multiple sclerosis. Finally, recent literature increasingly associates EBV with the pathology that has kept us busy for the last 2 years, COVID-19. And it links the symptoms of long COVID to a reactivation of the Epstein-Barr virus, induced by the inflammation resulting from the COVID-19 infection. The impact of this virus is significant. Several studies demonstrate that the Epstein-Barr virus is frequently detected in periodontal lesions, that it directly infects the epithelial cells of our gum, and that its viral load in saliva and even in the periodontal pocket is positively correlated with the severity of the disease. Furthermore, there is ample evidence to suggest that a positive relationship exists between periodontitis, EBV, and periodontopathogenic bacteria, which are overdeveloped during dysbiosis in periodontitis. This has led to the hypothesis of a viral-bacterial synergy in the pathogenesis of this long-term chronic inflammatory disease, which is periodontitis. The Epstein-Barr virus affects more than 90% of the world's population, and its primary infection, mainly during childhood, is usually asymptomatic. In fact, it is unusual to test healthy people for this virus. However, its detection in patients suffering from chronic inflammatory autoimmune diseases can be interesting, mainly for research purposes, to better understand the causality between EBV and its reactivation in these pathologies. In the EBV approach, the pharmacist can play the role of patient educator. This can start with the patient who's had infectious mononucleosis, explaining to him that this virus will definitely stay in his body, in his B lymphocytes. It will be controlled by his immune system, but it could reactivate when the immune system is weakened. The role of the pharmacist is also crucial in patients suffering from an autoimmune disease, such as multiple sclerosis. The pharmacist can explain to them that the weakening of their immune system by the autoimmune disease can lead to a reduction in the surveillance of EBV by his organism. That EBV can take the opportunity to proliferate, also
également
weakening
affaiblir son
his immune
système
system
immunitaire
and promoting autoimmune
et
disease.
favoriser la maladie auto-immune,
It can worsen
augmenter les
symptoms,
symptômes,
such as in
comme par
multiple
exemple pour
sclerosis,
la sclérose en
and
plaques,
increase the
augmenter
intensity and
l'intensité
duration
et la
of
durée des cycles.
relapses.
Une meilleure information
For students,
d'étudiants, des
health
soignants et
professionals,
des
and
patients
patients to be better
passe
informed,
avant
there
tout
is
par un
more research
développement
needed on
accru
the
de la
Epstein-Barr
recherche
virus,
sur
herpes viruses,
l'Epstein-Barr-virus, les
persistent
herpesvirus,
viruses,
les
and
virus
the mechanisms
persistants
by
et
which
sur
they
les mécanismes
interact
par
with the
lesquels ils
pathology.
interagissent avec d'autres pathologies. Les étudiants et les
Students and
soignants
health
pourraient
professionals could
être
be
plus
made more aware
sensibilisés au
during their
cours de leur
studies of
cursus
the
aux
interactions
interactions
between these
entre ces
viruses,
virus, dont
including the
l'Epstein-Barr-virus,
Epstein-Barr virus
et de
and
nombreuses
many diseases.
pathologies. Une meilleure formation
In
et
this
une meilleure
way, the medical
information des
profession
patients
could provide better
serait ainsi
training and
faite par le
information
corps
to patients,
médical et elle
and
pourrait
patient
être
associations
complétée
or
par des
collaborative groups
associations de
could
patients
complement
ou
them,
des groupes
as is the
collaboratifs
case
comme
with
il en
many
existe
diseases.
dans de nombreuses maladies.